that are happening right there in Virginia Beach, the life-changing surgeries when it comes to dental implants and making people whole. We'll talk about so many different things. I'm so happy to have you here this hour, Dr. Hogan. How you doing? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Thanks for having me back. Yeah, happy Monday, buddy. How you doing?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Kicking off the work week, I guess, and nice and cool. Don't need to date the show, but it's beautiful outside. Always is a good time to be outside year round here in Hampton Roads. But there's plenty of reasons to smile, and I know Dr. Hogan and the crew in Virginia Beach have been making people smile all week. Tell me about it. What have you seen in the past few weeks when it comes to dental implants and our loved patients over there at Full Implant Choice?
Yeah, I mean we're seeing a lot of good happy people. Full implant choice here in Hampton Roads. We're all about same day smiles. We do it a little differently than most everybody else here. People might think of it as the dental office, but that's the last thing I want to think of when you come in here. It's kind of the place where you come to get teeth and you come to get implants, but it changes your life in such profound ways that you just can't. People around you can't even believe it's you. But how we do it around here, we do everything in one day. We do dental, we take out bad teeth and we get rid of dentures and we put in implants, and we do it in one day. Whereas a lot of places, they take, months to get it done, or multiple surgical procedures, or you got to go back and forth to different offices, and we get it all done in one day. And that's what we did today, Damien. I think that's what you're getting at.
Yeah.
We had a patient, a young patient, because he's my age.
Right.
50, he's halfway to his 50, 51, I guess, or 50. What am I going to be anyway? But he's right around my age. Young patient, and had a lot of bad teeth, and just looking to start over in life, and have a new smile, and just kind of have a new career, and just be able to talk to your friends differently and have them look at you differently. And we did all that today in just one day and one visit. And that's kind of the story of every day around here at Full Implant Choice.
Yeah, no, it really is a special thing right here in Hampton Roads to have Dr. Hogan available. So, same day smiles.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a minute, because you've been doing dental implants for more than 20 years here in
Yeah.
Hampton Roads. Give me a little bit of the history and where we are, and then take me up to where we are today with the changes in technology when it comes to dental implants.
Well, yeah, I've been around here to see, I feel like I've seen the dinosaur days. I've been, and which is a true blessing to be trained, I think, in my era, in my time frame of coming up in days before digital technology and computers and in-office laboratory equipment and mills and 3D printers, and just being able to, it's like we were the dentist that sort of made fire in the wheel. you know we,
Yeah.
we we use stones and impression material and all that stuff, but nowadays we use computers and mills and CAD cam, and I think I'm really fortunate to be of the age and era that I am, because those of us that know how to build stuff by hand seem to be much better at doing it inside of a virtual, world. So it's been an amazing evolution, but I'm loving dentistry right now, and I'm loving what it can do for people all in one day.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing thing that we've gotten to one day, same day smiles, and with such precision as you can get at Full Implant Choice. And I know a lot of it is, as you've said before, digital dentistry and virtual smiles. Do a lot of the work before the patient actually sits in the chair and goes through the process of getting a whole new smile. But tell me about the past week or so, who you've seen and what stories you find common across Hampton Roads when it comes to people that need a new smile. Is it the dentures, or is it a injury aspect, or people that have always had bad teeth? What's kind of what do you see across Hampton Roads the most often and beyond?
Yeah, the people that I'm talking to mostly out there are usually one of three people. And if you're a listener out there and this is not one of you, I guarantee somebody in your close family, friend circle, or family circle has one of these three problems. And that is, one, you're wearing a denture and you just don't feel human in a denture. You can't eat well. You can't smile with confidence. You're afraid it's going to fall out, all the time, or you just going to give you speech impediment problems and things like that. You're wearing a denture. Or two, your teeth are pretty in bad shape, and a dentist, or you're afraid that you might have to go to a denture soon. You're afraid that more teeth are going to get pulled. And that's not it's not a very comfortable place to be in, to be looking down that road and go, I got these really bad teeth and I don't like the way they look, but I know if I go see the dentist, they're just going to pull them. So I'm afraid of that. I don't want to pull anymore right now. And then number three is people that just really don't like their smile. You know, they're like, they got a couple of gaps, or they're dark, or they're black, and the brown. I don't like the way they look, and they're stained, and they're longer now, and I just don't like my smile. I'm afraid to smile back at strangers. I really don't even smile at my wife, or I really don't smile at my grandkids. And my grandkids, unfortunately, they might think that I'm not a really nice person, and I just want to be able to smile at people and talk to people and talk to strangers and not have them judge me by my teeth. And so if you're a listener, if you're a listener out there and that doesn't describe one of you, it might describe somebody in your close inner circle. And those are the people that's what I've been seeing this last week and every week here at Full Implant Choice.
Sure. Yeah. And before
Yeah.
we get too far into the show, I want to let everybody know that you can always reach out to Full Implant Choice. Let them know that you heard the show and get a consultation scheduled. All you got to do is pick up the phone. Call 757-629-4259. That's 629-4259. And if you're listening from out of the area, of course, it's 757 here in Hampton Roads in Virginia Beach, or we're online at fullimplantchoice.com. And I know a lot of people come from far and beyond to come here to Hampton Roads to and not only learn underneath of Full Implant Choice and Dr. Adam Hogan, but to get their smiles created tooth for tooth, customly for them. Not a card catalog of teeth. You individually get to custom create these smiles, tooth by tooth. Tell me about that. Is that a special thing across the industry?
Oh, getting your own set of teeth, you mean,
Yeah.
or getting a custom designed smile? Wow.
Sure. Or is it, cars and you get to choose from 5 different types of any make or model?
Yeah, it's actually funny you say that because my typical day, I had procedural day this morning where we got somebody a brand new set of teeth in one day, and this afternoon I'm doing consultations, and literally I think it was my 3 p.m. consultation. One of the last questions he asked, very brilliant man, by the way, very, very well educated consultation, a lot of good questions. But the last question he asked was, and when do I get to, before we go back, do you let us kind of pick our smile? Do you let us choose our smile? And I looked at him like, oh, you've been doing some research here. Okay. And he's like, yeah, kind of, I said, you're aware that there are other places where you go in and you kind of open up a chart, a book, and you pick out what your smile is. He's like, yeah. I said, well, let me tell you how we do it here. Okay. We build a custom made smile for you, one that looks really good on your face. And of course, we're going to have a discussion about that first. I'm going to ask you, do you want to have the smile you once had or the smile you never had? And we're going to go from there. But we're going to give you a smile that is yours. It's like your fingerprint. It's like your thumbprint. You have it. And when I put it in your lips, behind your lips, that's not only the first time that I get to see what is in your brain, because I can't read your mind, but it's also the first time that you might realize what's important to you because you don't even know what you're looking for until you see it, because you have to see it on the canvas behind the lips. And I said, let me tell you how those other places do it. They might have 6 or maybe 10 types of teeth. And if they treat 6,000 people, they get 1 of 6. They get 1 of 6. That's it. You don't get to have your own smile. And there's really no individualism or personality that goes into those teeth, and really not much forethought. So while it thinks that you think you're going to somewhere and just you get this awesome convenience of getting to pick your own smile. I mean, I found that after doing a couple thousand smiles for people, brand new full mouth makeovers for people, I found that oftentimes, despite the fact they think they know what they want, they don't really know what they want until they see it. You know, and it's just like if you were to go get paint out of, Lowe's or Home Depot, and you pick this blue or whatever green paint that you think is going to look great in your kitchen, and then you go slather it on a wall, you realize it looks terrible. You don't know until you put it up. And so we make custom made smiles for each and every person. And when I said that to my 3 p.m. consultation, he said he absolutely made perfect sense to him. He understood right away.
No, that makes so much sense. It reminds me of back in the days with haircut catalogs where I was, you'd be a little kid and you'd pick oh, I want to look like this guy or, Tom Cruise or whatever. No, just like Dr. Hogan said, you leave it to the professionals and being able to really customize your smile and tweak it a certain way. If you want to see it for yourself, I implore everybody listening, you can go further onto fullimplantchoice.com or any of your social medias. You can find Full Implant Choice on there and real testimonials of people, everyday people like you and I, and going through transformations, seeing their teeth and their smile for the first time. That's one of the things I really love is going on there, whether it's on the YouTube page or any of the socials. But eventually you'll find videos of people and they're handed a hand mirror and they look at it for the first time and they smile and they turn their head side to side and they look at their teeth and then they become speechless and start crying. That happens so often and it's so genuine because they're people just like you and I. They're not paid actors or any of that. They're people right here in Virginia Beach or further who travel into on site. Tell me about that because I'm sure you guys see the same sort of thing every day, but it's amazing to see. Do you ever get used to that?
No, it's really hard to get used to that. And by the way, you were talking about socials. I don't know if you can see my Instagram screen
Mhm.
right now. Is that you coming across seeing that?
Mhm.
Yeah. For those who are listening, we're actually recording this for YouTube as well. So people, if you want to go see what we're talking about, we'll be able to see what we're talking about on YouTube later. But I'm showing our Instagram screen at Full Implant Choice. And, yeah, these testimonials, these videos of people who are looking at their smile for the first time are absolutely incredible. And I don't really ever get sick of it. I never get sick of it. We just did another one here today from our procedural day today at 4 o'clock. And, he had his dad in there and his uncle. I mean, and he just like touching those teeth, like looking at his teeth for the first time. I'll show you one here. I don't know if you can see. You pull your lip up because you're just numb out right now.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know what to say.
You can feel like a normal person in the world now.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Could say any time, but this will be the only time. We're gonna keep up. Yeah.
Wow, you have to catch up with
He
the
is younger.
Yeah,
And you heard the person in the background say, I don't know if I heard it right. Did she say you look like a normal person?
yeah. That's
Wow.
that was, yeah, his mother. And she said, she just looked at him and just started crying and like for the
Wow.
first time, oh my God, you look like a normal person. And, that's just the kind of thing that we don't realize, Damien, you've got your front teeth, right?
Mhm.
And so
For now.
yeah. For now. I mean, it's like you take it for granted that,
Yeah.
you're going to you might just go into a store. You might just go to the gas station and go buy something. And when you open your mouth, nobody looks at you differently. But
Right.
people that are missing their front teeth or their front teeth are really not good looking at all. They're afraid to open their mouth. They're afraid to talk. And then when they do, people are, oh, they don't look good. Think about this. Think about Halloween. Think about Halloween stores. And you go in to buy Halloween teeth. I mean, are they straight and pretty or are they not so straight, not so pretty?
Not so pretty.
No, not so pretty. Whenever Halloween, whenever you want to villainize somebody or make them look less smart or, less rested and whatever, they make the teeth go away and they make them crooked and they make them long and they make them bleeding and they make them this or that. And the bottom line is there are plenty of people out there who are really super highly intelligent people that are very, very nice on the inside, but the first impression that you get of them when they open their mouth is not that.
Yeah.
So it's funny. I did a TV interview one time, and I was showing a before and an after to the news anchor, and I said, "What do you think? Doesn't this person look 10 years younger?" And the news anchor said, "Oh my God, they actually look smarter."
Yeah.
And I went, "Oh my God, you're right." Like the after picture is 30 IQ points over the before picture. Not really, but it's sad. It's a sad reality, that to be taken seriously in this world, and to have all the opportunity that other people have, you need to have a smile that you feel confident about and that you like and that other people think is, looks reasonably good.
And I hate to lean on it builds a perception of yourself, but life is that, and not to get too philosophical with it, but somebody said, much wiser than me, every person that you meet has a different version of you inside of their own head.
Right.
A different version of you exists inside of everybody you'll ever meet or who will ever hear from you. And bad stereotypes exist about people missing teeth. Why are they missing teeth? It must be their fault, whether it is or not. That doesn't matter. Your yesterday doesn't have to be your tomorrow by any stretch. And to know that you have a solution, just a phone call away for a same-day smile that's custom to you, that like in that video that you shared, that people can go see on the YouTube page or any of the socials. It's a life-changing thing, and it's like it's not just, hey, I'm glad to help you anytime I can help you, but like you said there, you're like, no, this will be the last time. You'll be done with this for the rest of your life. And in one day, to be able to go through such a transformation where people have been suffering for years, whether it's with dentures or without dentures, or not being able to smile and show their real self to other people, that exists inside of the minds of other people. And I'm a person who doesn't live for other people. I live for myself, but that you have to be conscious that it does affect your today life. That affects the paths, the doors that are open, the opportunities that are given, as well as with people, as well as career and everything else in society and socially and relationship wise. And while I ran on, I want everybody to know, here's the phone number. Call 629-4259. That's 757-629-4259. Or go online and see all of this for yourself at fullimplantchoice.com. fullimplantchoice.com. And we've got Dr. Hogan here with us for this hour, and we're also recording for YouTube as well, so you can check that out if you're there. But you mentioned something good about the questions. You're showing us some pictures here in some videos. Would you like to explain what's going on? And because you got some amazing before and after photos on the website.
Yeah, I was really, just jarring my memory, on some. And again, for those listening on AM 790, if you guys go to our YouTube page at Full Implant Choice, I want to draw you over there after this show later this week to look at some of our before and afters and the way that it just changes people's lives. I was really just going through this to jar my memory. I didn't mean to detract or distract you, but this one picture, I look at this and I was talking about how you can completely get the world to change their perception of you, that before, and I'm just showing you pictures of the nose to the chin, but that before picture of those teeth where there's like 5 or 6 missing teeth, and then some of them are short and they're all stained, and then you get this nice row of teeth that are all straight across, and you just imagine how seriously you can be taken in the real world and in society. Like I look at this one here,
a bigger smile. She
this.
wanted to show more of her teeth. Okay.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. They're beautiful. Oh my God.
Oh, we deserve this. We do.
Yeah. So I'm looking at things like that, and this is the reason why we do it. It just kind of warms our heart,
No, it's hard not to be by those people having life-changing experiences right there in your office every day.
Yeah.
But it really is that big. I mean, we talk about it every week here on the radio, and people that might be finding this on YouTube or the social medias, it really is a special thing that you get to go through this transformation with people every single day at the office. And for people to know that it is a limited number that get in every month, that Full Implant Choice, and to make your appointments now, because that Forever You really can start with just a phone call. And getting that consultation started where you can get the right scans, the measurements, and find out what your true options really are. Again, 757-629-4259. We'll need to go to a quick break, but I'll let you, we'll continue as we go through the radio break, and I'll let you continue right here on this show. But Plenty
Okay.
of stuff to talk about. When we come back from the break, I do want to talk about some of those questions people need to ask, because you started that off by talking about a real great question somebody had, and we'll talk about that, as well as same day smiles and stepping out of those dentures, making that life changing decision. Again, fullimplantchoice.com, fullimplantchoice.com. But Dr. Hogan, please, is there because I know that we're getting ready to go to a quick radio break in just a couple of seconds, so
Yeah.
that's fine. But and people stick around with us where you can join us on YouTube. We'll go ahead and take that radio break now. That's cool. But if you want to continue during that, and then we'll pick up about the questions.
Sure.
Yeah,
I can do that. I'll be right here waiting. I'll be on YouTube land.
I'll be hanging out here.
Okay. Perfect. Well, let me talk to the people on YouTube that are watching. And this is a night guard. Okay, I want to talk about a night guard real quick. So what we do, and why is this important? What we do is we do dental implants, and we do same day smiles on dental implants. So you don't have to wear a denture. We're at our place for 6 or 12 months before you get your teeth. You don't have to go through numerous surgical steps, and you don't have to visit multiple offices to get this done. And you don't have to worry about your dentistry being, your teeth being made some offshore facility or offshore laboratory out in Central or South America or Asia, or out in Africa, Egypt, where these are common places where people use dental laboratories. We do everything right here in Virginia Beach, and we've got the laboratory and the craftsmen and women to do that. But so we're giving you a brand new smile. We're getting rid of your denture. We're putting teeth in your mouth that don't come in and out, or we're getting rid of your bad teeth. And when all is said and done, you want somebody that's going to maintain it and somebody that's going to take care of it. The last thing you want to do is go to one of these mills, these factories, these offices that they don't have a program where you can come back once things are done. I'm going to tell you the ugly truth behind this is nobody really wants to see that dentistry. No other dentist wants to take in the patient, someone else's patient. So when you go to these big places, these big boxes, these big corporate centers, and you get your full mouth done, and you get this new smile at a full mouth place, and they say, now go somewhere else and get it looked at. We don't do that here. You're really setting yourself up for a bit of heartache, a bit of a dilemma, and because you're not likely going to find many places that really want to see it because it's not their work. And I think that the doctor in the office that does the work should follow it and should be taking care of it with you and see it through and sort of carry on some degree of that responsibility with you. I don't think that they should sell it and just forget it. And one thing we do that's different at Full Implant Choice is we have a maintenance program. You can come in here and we'll look at it every, whatever we deem, is whatever we agree is necessary, every 4, 5, 6 months. Look at it and make sure we maintain it for the rest of your life. Make sure that it stays healthy. Imagine, if you would, buying a nice brand new automobile from somebody that didn't have a service shop, that didn't do any warranty work, that if the car broke down 6 months down the road or 6 miles down the road, they just said, sorry, go see someone else. Unfortunately, a lot of dental practices in this country, and especially some of the larger ones, that's their policy. They'll sell you a nice automobile, but they won't be there when something goes wrong. And they won't be there to help you maintain it or make sure that nothing goes wrong. One thing, how we do it at Full Implant Choice, when we get that to you, guess what? Your first year of cleanings, you get a couple of cleanings for free. You get to come back, get x-rays. The hygienist makes sure that you're doing your job to clean them. We look at them, I look at them, I examine them, make sure that there's no problems. And that way, 12 months after the procedure is over, you can be assured that I did my job right. My team did their job right. The car is still in mint condition and doing well. And that's really very, very important. It's one of those intangible benefits that you need to be looking for. And when you go to, the big giant corporate box and they just want to sell it and forget it, you might get stuck in a bit of a quandary where you have a problem and they really don't have a remedy for that. So, I told you I talk about night guards. I see Damien's coming back. Your first night guard is free. It's on the house. We give it to you when you get done. And this, some people turn around and they go, if you want one of these, we recommend you get one, but it's $500, $1,500. You've even heard $2,500 extra. But this one you just get. You get the first one on us, and you get to come back and see our hygienist twice in that first year on us. So we're always there. Damien, I think I see you back.
Hey, I'm back. I am back. I think we're about to be back on regular radio, but I heard what you're talking about there with the night guards. Do you want to continue that conversation and about taking care of those teeth when you get that beautiful smile?
Yeah, we can talk about that. I was going to talk about our patient today. I've got some models here. These are two different models and two different ways to do it. You see the pink?
I
Yeah.
do.
All right. I want to talk about that a little bit. This one, what we did today, and this is not bad if the patient needs it, but I think we're back on at WNIS.
Yeah, we are here on News Talk 790 on Ask the Expert on WNIS Talk Radio. And we've got Dr. Adam Hogan here with a full implant choice. And we're also live streaming on YouTube as well, so you can see what we're talking about in the visual side of things too. But you can always call and get a consultation scheduled, and we'll give you the phone number throughout the show. And know that you can go to the website at fullimplantchoice.com, fullimplantchoice.com, or you can actually call in if you'd like to. If you have a question, we can also take care of that as well too. I won't give out that phone number since we're streaming online, but if you know, you know. But you were talking during the break, and just to continue that conversation with our radio listeners, maintenance on your new beautiful smile that you get with full implant choice, taking care of that beautiful set of teeth, that new smile, that new you that comes with it. Some offices, when you get it done, don't do that whatsoever. They just send you on your way and hope it all goes well.
Yeah.
You were saying to the people watching on the stream, the people watching on the stream, however you want to call that,
On YouTube. Yeah.
on YouTube,
Yeah.
that's not all. It actually takes taking care of your new beautiful smile and your investment in you, investing in you. Tell me about that. What does it take, and what are the other offices leaving out of that important conversation?
Well, anybody who's gone to those corporate offices or overseas where they're just going to sell it and forget it, they're just like, come here, get it done, and then go figure it out, right? They don't have any maintenance program. And I was saying on the YouTube feed that imagine that you buy a nice brand new automobile from somebody that doesn't have a service garage, and then the car gets a warranty notice or a recall notice or something, and you call the dealer and they go, sorry, we don't deal with that, you got to go find somebody else. And frankly, that's where a lot of offices do that, not just around Hampton Roads, but internationally. People, they go to Turkey, they go to Costa Rica to get this done. They go to the corporate center down here in Norfolk or whatever, and they don't have a hygiene program. They don't have a maintenance program. They don't give you those warranties and those assurances that if something goes wrong, they're going to be there. We are getting more and more calls from people who basically say, I had my teeth done somewhere else. I need to find somebody. They told me to go find somebody to help me take care of it and clean it. And the honest answer is, sorry, not for you, not for here, not for us. Or it's getting it done at a premium price. So you think that you saved all this money, and but then you realize you're starting over brand new with somebody else, and you got to pay for more of the regular stuff, and you really end up saving no money at all. Not to mention the fact that if you come to this office with implants done somewhere else, you're going to sign a waiver that I'm not responsible for anything that ever happens to them, right? So, it's just the difference is at Full Implant Choice, we have a maintenance program. We have this night guard. I give you this first night guard for free. It's really important. I can go into details down a rabbit hole on this night guard and how it benefits about 98% of patients out there, and how we give away the first one for free, and how I hear that competitors, after paying for the whole mouth and maybe paying just a tiny little bit more, possibly, that they get charged $1,000 or $2,000 for this thing, and they're asked for the money after they get done. At Full Implant Choice, you get the first one for free. And then on the hygiene visits, they get the first 2 hygiene visits for free. And what does that do for you? First of all, it tells you that I care about the quality of our work. I want to take care of it. I want to assure you that it's not just solid and doing well on the first day I put it in, but it's solid for another year. And if it's solid for a year, it's probably stable. and you probably know that I did my job right. And now the rest is up to you and just doing the cleanings, versus you go to Mexico or you go to the big Dock in the Box, the big corporate center, and you leave, and then 6 months or 6 years later, if something's wrong, and they're like, well, it looked good the day last time I saw you, which by the way was on the procedural day. There's one big corporate office that's giving you final teeth in 3 days. And it's just a tragedy. It's like building building a 3-story house before the foundation is set, before the stone is set, before the mortar is set. Just go ahead and go ahead and move into that 3-story house with your extended family of 19 people, and good luck. It's absurd. But here at Full Implant Choice, we do things differently. We're here to make sure it's done right, to see it through, and then to make sure that we set you up for success and that we're there to help you take care of it. And that is something you just don't commonly find in this day and age at most dental offices that do what we do.
Oh, it sounds like you're really invested in that smile as much as the patient is invested in that new smile. And again, Full Implant Choice. We're talking with Dr. Adam Hogan here on the air, and well, it's a scary situation people must get themselves in when they shop for the cheapest option, or they let a, a relatively small percentage of the overall cost or savings, quote unquote, cloud their mind of judgment. And I implore everybody, if you're thinking about going that direction, and I'll say it too, I have 2 Dr. Hogan implants myself, 2 just single implants. I was 35 and 2 of the teeth I had were still, quote, baby teeth. And it was time for them to go. And Dr. Hogan took care of that lickety split. So I'll tell you firsthand experience. The staff is amazing. The whole experience, that's another story for another day. But when I went to my regular hygienist, that person, I'll leave it at that, was very offended that I didn't go to them. Well, we're going to need to know who that person was and what they were and how we're going to take care of them. And no. I was like, whoa. You're not doing anything. And I shortly thereafter left that dentist completely. But long story short, people can make the wrong decision, and they feel like at the time that it was the right decision at the time. It made sense for me, and they might let that cloud their judgment. I implore everybody, at least get your consultation, get to Dr. Adam Hogan, get the scans, talk to him, talk to the staff, but more importantly, ask the right questions. And what questions would you tell somebody that they need to ask a dental profession that they're looking at creating their new smile when it comes to dental implants? What gets overlooked the most?
What gets overlooked the most is that we're all different, and the experience level of the office and the provider really, really matter. I mean, let's just face it. If you're going out to buy a car, and just say it's a Ford, okay, or a Toyota, every Ford dealership has the same Ford. They're all built the same. It's like whatever the model is, you want the F-250, you got it. It's fine. You want the Ford Escort, if they still make, I don't know, you got it, right? It's like, okay, but dentistry is different. People think that a tooth is the same everywhere you get it, or a veneer or a crown or an implant's the same everywhere you get it, but nothing could be further from the truth. I don't understand what the disconnect in the American public today, because they get it. If you needed brain surgery, you'd be looking around the country for the best doctor.
Sure.
Yeah. If you needed your heart replaced or a kidney done, if you had the wherewithal and could afford it, you'd be looking for the best kidney doctor. You don't, but people think the dentist, they open up the book. They, the old proverbial phone book, right? The yellow pages, they almost would pop it open, and wherever their finger landed, they were all the same. And your listeners, I mean, sad to say, your listeners, I mean, you're all very quite educated, but we know the American public just thinks that when they go to the Google and they go to ChatGPT, that everybody that pops up, every name that pops up is equal. So what do? Cheapest price.
Yeah, sure.
Cheapest price.
Or
Right?
who's closest to my house?
Who's the closest to my house and who's the cheapest? I don't want to be inconvenienced, so they just go for the cheapest price. And it's literally like walking onto that car dealership with your eyes and your ears closed. I'm here to buy a truck, and you go off with a sedan and you don't even know the difference. You're like, okay, well, I'm driving my truck. No, you're driving a sedan. I'm here to buy a luxury automobile, and you'll go off the lot in a used car because you have no clue. I mean, I know that sounds absurd, Damien, but it should. It should sound absurd, but it's true. It's even more absurd because it's so true. Everybody just walks into a dental office and thinks they're all the same, and they're just going to shop for the cheapest price. We all do things drastically different. I got some examples in my hands. I could show you. Did I ever show you these models with the pink and the white teeth?
No, what's the
Yeah.
difference there? You have one where it looks like white teeth, and then one looks like it has
Yeah.
the gums attached to it.
Yeah. So, you listeners on WNIS later on, this will air on YouTube, and you should go look for some demonstrations of these pictures on YouTube at Full Implant Choice. But I'm holding here a bridge that has teeth and gums on it. Okay, it's pink and white, so it's tall. Now the pink part replaces parts of missing bone when you're missing bone, and now sometimes that's necessary. All right, and it's not bad if that's the case. I mean, if you needed a knee replacement, you got a knee replacement, great. But imagine you just needed a partial knee replacement and you went to somebody who's only used to doing the whole thing and he lops off half the good knee when you don't need it done. I hope I explained that well. That's what this is for, when you just need the teeth done. And this is what we did this morning. We call it an FP1, not that it would really matter, but this is a bridge that's just the teeth as opposed to the teeth and gums. Now, sometimes you need the teeth and gums. Sometimes you need the total joint replacement, but oftentimes you don't. You can do well with a partial joint replacement or just the teeth. And the problem is that, at many places, and I kind of want to say most places that I know of, I kind of know it's most places because I teach this around the country and I know what people are doing, but they get the total replacement whether they need it or not. It's frankly easier to do. It takes less training. It takes less time. And that's what they get. You come in, you need just your teeth replaced, but you get your teeth and your gums, which means, I'm sorry, but you're cutting off healthy body parts that you don't need to cut off. Today we did this, just the teeth. Why? Because the bone was in very good health, but the teeth were not. So we didn't do the easy, okay, hey, we could be out of here 45 minutes quicker if we just lop off that bone. No, we took our time and we did this procedure, which we frankly do for about 1/4 to 1/3 of people that need this done. And imagine if we just did the other to everybody. I mean, we're talking, out of the few hundred people we treat here at just this office each year, that would probably be 75 people that unnecessarily had a healthy part of their body cut off that didn't need it. And, I know these statistics to be true because I study this profession and I teach other dentists how to do this. And so to me, it's a moral, it's a moral care. It's a moral judgment, and you got to help people with what they truly need and not do more than what's necessary. So I'm really proud to say that we do that. In fact, Damien, I almost forgot, this weekend I have a course in Virginia Beach and we've got about 20 doctors flying here to learn how to do this.
Nice.
And so, I'm trying to help spread the word and I'm trying to help more doctors do what's right.
And for the people listening, I can comfortably say 100% of the people listening to this show would agree that having just the much smaller portion of just your teeth replaced, when just you needs your teeth, if you have healthy gum, you're going to want to keep that. And if you got to see the models Dr. Hogan was holding up, 100% of you would agree. You would rather have the much smaller, more natural, just 100%. My friends listening, get a consultation, my friends, and your loved ones as well. People gift the gift of teeth, a gift that truly keeps on giving year round to their loved ones. So if you have somebody in your immediate family, help them out with a gift of increasing their quality of life. And we can go into that for hours at a time, but call 757-629-4259. That's 629-4259 or online at fullimplantchoice.com. That's fullimplantchoice.com. Earlier in the show, we were talking about just briefly about same-day smiles, where you have teeth the same day, where some quote competitors, people have heard stories of you being halfway through the process essentially for months at a time. But you talk about having teeth the day you walk out with a new smile. But you also mentioned during the show that you've had people come in for revisions when they're not happy, and maybe they were one of the people that anyway. Well, there's plenty of reasons people make a decision that they regret later. You mentioned that some offices are boasting giving your final teeth within 3 days. Explain to me the difference. Where a same day smile, I walk in with. Yeah, I've had dentures for years. I walk into full implant choice. Well, on the day of surgery, I walk out with teeth. I walk out with a smile. Versus somebody having final teeth within 3 days. What's the difference?
Well, I teach lectures on this that take 2 days. So, I'm going to try to break this down for you. But, it is the mouth is a complex place. And when you get, when you get all your teeth taken out and you put in these new dental implants, let's just say that the mortise, the cement isn't all the way set. Okay. The bone hasn't hardened around the implants. And that's not a painful thing, by the way. I know it's hard to describe this without it sounding painful, but it's not painful at all. But the bone isn't hardened around the implants. So it's like you're putting in these implants and the cement isn't even hard. The paint isn't even dry. And they make that final zirconia teeth, like I'm holding in my hand for those on YouTube later on. But they make that final zirconia teeth, that very beautiful, very lustrous, very, very expensive, if you will, set of teeth instead of that cheap temporary one, right? And they send you out the door and they say, okay, thank you very much. Well, it's been 48 hours, 72 hours. We got all your money. Good luck. Bye. And the fact of the matter is that, well, the cement has to harden, the paint has to dry underneath. And that doesn't always, that's not exactly a stable situation, if you know what I mean. The implants, they move a little bit. They move micrometers, hundreds of micrometers, things like that. So everything is later under tension and pressure and things can fail. And the gums will shrink in between healing and people get air gaps over underneath. And then when they talk, they're spitting, there's saliva shooting out of their mouth, or when they eat, all this food is getting packed up there and they can't even go out to eat in a restaurant 6 or 12 months later because, that food and that smell, and it's uncomfortable and it's embarrassing. And so it's just, there's all kinds of reasons why you don't get your final teeth in just 3 days. I think it's a tragedy. And, I don't really want to say the dreaded, M word in medical legal terms, but I think it's a tragedy that these offices are offering that because the unsuspecting patient or customer doesn't really know how tragic it can really be. And they might not find out about it for 12 months or 12 years, how tragic it was. And so I don't agree with that model whatsoever. Here's how we do it at Full Implant Choice. When you come in and we have your procedure done, you get a hardy, strong set of healing teeth that look amazing. So no denture. They look beautiful. They look great. You go on our YouTube, go on our Instagram, you can see hundreds, thousands of patients say that they love them. And they look great, but we let everything harden. We let everything heal. And also, we give you time to we give us all time to make sure that they're right. Do they fit right? Do they look perfect? Because sometimes that's a process that needs more than 48 hours to know that it looks perfect and feels perfect. So let's give you a few months. Let's try them out. And then it's like getting a car, test driving it for 12 weeks, and then putting it back on the lot and just taking back a brand new car. But the one that you actually decided you wanted after you had the opportunity to feel what a car feels like for 3 months because you didn't know at 3 days.
It's like driving that car for 2 or 3 months and then deciding what things about it you would tweak just a little bit that would fit you a little bit better. And you've shown examples of that before of just people coming back and they go, I want a little bit more natural. And you've shown pictures before where you turn a tooth just a little bit, and then it looks completely like a 100% natural smile. And some people want more of a very straight Hollywood style. And then some people people's faces fit differently. We're all different. Our faces are all different. Our teeth are all different. So don't you deserve a custom smile? Again, Full Implant Choice can help you out with that. I believe we have a phone call on the line, but we've only got a couple minutes. So we can try to take Alan real quick, who's in the Buckrow area of Hampton. Do we have Alan on the line with a question? I'll give it a couple seconds. I believe I don't hear an Alan, so unfortunately we'll take those calls and questions later. But I've got plenty more questions for you. But again, we've only got about 3 minutes left on radio. I'll go ahead and ask you now. Do you have any parting words and some things that we haven't talked about yet?
Yeah, I just want to implore people to, do their due diligence and research and understand that all dentists are not the same. And when you go on Google, we're not all gonna. It might all look the same. It might all have the same type of pictures. But one thing, we will do is one thing that we have is the experience level to do it. We do this day in and day out. And I want you to take a look at our website, fullimplantchoice.com. And I do want you to compare it to others because it is different. Because on my website at Full Implant Choice, the people you see are the patients we've treated. There are no stock photography. We didn't borrow, we didn't steal, we didn't buy any images from anybody else. And a lot of your corporate centers, and there's a couple that just opened up recently in this neighborhood, in Hampton Roads, the pictures on there, even though they say we've treated, 1 million people, how many have you treated here? Or they say, oh, we've been in business for 10 years. Oh, but you just opened up this office 6 months ago. And the pictures you're showing on that website are not from this office. They're from your other centers somewhere else in another city. And so Full Implant Choice, our website is very different. I want you to go to check out Full Implant Choice. Look at the Vitruvian Smile page. There are probably 20 people on that page that we would have no problem putting up 2,000. And everybody has an individual smile. And those are all our photographs from our patients that we've treated here in Virginia Beach, Virginia at Full Implant Choice, nowhere else. And, that is one thing that is very, very different and very unique. And just like we have a unique website with pictures that are actually our patients, you will get a unique smile that is your smile and your smile only.
You've got to love that. We've got to go. Full Implant Choice here on Ask the Expert on News Talk 790 WNIS. We'll talk to you next time, Dr. Hogan. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, well, folks, this is one of our episodes that we do in conjunction with AM 790 WNIS. I have been on Ask the Expert for a long time, 7-8 years probably, and we're also streaming it for you on YouTube as well, so you can catch it out there forever, and it just doesn't go away into the AM radio clouds. But I had an opportunity to show you some things with the standard bridges, all on 4 teeth in a day. You'll see here, and also the FP1 like we did today. Not everybody is a candidate for this, but the fact of the matter is that not everybody's a candidate for this either. In fact, probably 25% of the people that are getting this probably should be getting this. And at Full Implant Choice, we'll make sure we do whatever is appropriate for you. Not that there's anything wrong with this bigger one if that's what you need to have done. But if you don't need to have that done and you need something more conservative that also probably looks and feels better and sounds better, this is available. And this is what we did for our patient today. We do it for about, I'd say 25 to 33, 1 in 4 to 1 in 3 patients probably get this. No less than 1 in 5, so 20% to 33% in any given period. Things come in waves. In 1 month, we do a lot of these, and the next month, maybe fewer. But so that's just one thing we talked about a lot. We also talked about the night guard, how important that is to get one of these when you get done with treatment and to be encouraged to use it and to get your maintenance and your cleanings like you do at Full Implant Choice. You got your next 2 cleanings are free after you get done. So that's a year. Make sure that we did this right. But with that, I'm on the radio a lot. I want you to check out also the All In, All On X podcast, which currently on YouTube is airing at the Atlantic Implant Institute, soon to have its own YouTube page, the All In, All On X podcast. And that pod, I talk a lot about the clinical side of dentistry, but also a lot about, to other dentists. I'm talking to them about how to do this better. And a lot of patients find a lot of interest in that, particularly those who get involved in the nitty gritty details and the engineering, if you will, the little bits and pieces of this that some of you guys want to know nothing, and some of you guys want to know a lot. But if you're one of those people who want to know a lot, go check out the All In All on X pod. It's on your podcast app as that. It's on Spotify as the All In All on X, and it's on YouTube under the Atlantic Implant Institute, which is an education facility where I and some others teach other dentists international dentists all around the country how to do these kind of procedures and how to do them safely and effectively and to do them correctly. Okay, with that, I'm going to sign off for now. Good night. Hope you had a wonderful day, and look forward to tomorrow. There's always new hope for everybody, especially with a brand new smile and brand new self-confidence. All right, take care. Have a great night.